Maavybooks getting started with Sales Return Book. Sales Return Book in Maavybooks make it really easy to manage sales return transactions without requirement of passing multiple entries, unlike other solutions. You just have to create an invoice and Maavybooks Sales Return Book does the rest for you. To visit Sales Return Book in Maavybooks, you can click on Sales Return on Dashboard. You can also navigate to Sales Return Book using the sidebar. You can see a chart showing summary of all your sales return transactions including cash, bank and credit sales return in top of Sales Return Book. To record your first sales return transaction in Sales Return Book and create multiple sales return invoices, visit Create Sales Return section of Sales Return Book. Transaction number is the unique number generated by Maavybooks for your every transaction. This makes it easy to record, view, edit and delete transactions in Maavybooks. Then enter the date of transaction. You can also choose to enter the bill maturity date. By default, the maturity date is same as the transaction date. Then enter the voucher number and customer details including the customer name, phone, customer email and GSTI. The customer details are printed on invoice along with the business details of the invoice creator. When entering customer details, you can also take help of customer suggestion box that appears on the screen. In case you don't want to use suggestions, you can click on close button to close the customer suggestion box. Although adding customer details are optional, but in case of credit transaction, you have to mandatorily enter the name of customer. You can also validate the GSTI details and validity by visiting the official government portal for GST using Validate GSTI in option. Then select the type of transaction, select cash for cash sales return, bank for bank sales return and also select the bank account being affected by the sales return. In case the bank is not shown in bank select box, you can create bank ledger by visiting to add bank section of bank book. For credit transaction, select type as credit and also enter the customer's name. After entering above data, you are all set to add products to your sales return invoice. Recheck if all the data entered by you is correct and then click on Add Products button to add products to your sales return invoice. Although you can edit it later, but checking it at the time of entry is a good practice. You can add multiple products in the invoice. On top of the product adding page, you can see the list and details of products added in the product list. To add a new product, visit Add Product section. Here, start by entering product code, product adjacent code, product name, rate, quantity, details, discount percent, SGST percent, CGST percent, and IGST percent. All the amounts are automatically calculated by the solution. You can also select to choose the product details from product list. A product suggestion box appears when you start entering product name. In case you don't want to use the product suggestions, you can close the product suggestion box by clicking on the close button on product suggestion box. After entering data, recheck if all the details are correct and then click on Add Product button to add product in sales return invoice. You can see your added products on top of the product adding page of invoice. Similarly, you can add other products as well. On the bottom is the final section of the sales return invoice. Here you can see the total of the products added. You can also add other expenses, shipping carriages, and subtract other deductions. Subtotal is the final invoice amount to be received. In particular section, you can enter the details related to the transaction. Then recheck if all the data entered by you is correct and then click on Submit button to create invoice. Although the data can be edited later, but it is a good practice to check it at time of initial entry. If all the details filled correctly, you will be redirected to the sales return invoice page. Here you can enter, print your sales return invoice or send it to other using Share ID. Share ID is a unique feature of Maavybooks that enables fast transferring and recording of transactions without much efforts. It will be shared as purchase returns for other person's business account and will be shown on the purchase return book received. You just need your share ID to share the sales return invoice instantly. Congrats! You have successfully created first sales return invoice in Maavybooks Sales Return. View your sales return under the report section of Sales Return Book and use View button to view complete sales return invoice. You can also use multiple filters for easy tracking of data. You can view the history of your recorded sales return transactions like date and time of transaction in history section of sales return book. Also, you can view your sent sales return notes under the sent sales return notes section of sales return book. They will be recorded as purchase returns for others. And you can view all the sales return notes received using the share ID under the receipt section of sales return book. They were initially recorded as purchase returns in others' books. You just have to click the button and the transaction will be automatically added to your sales return reports without any requirement of re-entering the complete same data. You can also check that if the sales return notes sent by you using share ID are being recorded by the other individual or firms as their purchase return. In the Add Up History section of Sales Return Book, all the sent sales return notes being recorded and accepted by other parties as their purchase return transactions will be seen here. This will make it easy to keep track of all your transactions with other individuals and firms. Editing sales return transaction. Editing the sales return transaction is also very simple in Maavybooks. Just go to report section in sales return book and click on edit. You can see the pre-filled form with all your details. Change the details you want to edit and then click on submit. You will be redirected to sales return invoice page. You can again print this sales return note or share it using share ID. Deleting a sale return transaction is again simple. Just go to report section under sales return book. Click on delete button beside the transaction you want to delete. A dialog box appears. Click yes if you want to delete the transaction. The transaction will be deleted from your sales return reports. You can check history of all your initial entries, updations, and deletions under the history section of the sales return book. Hope this tutorial helped you record and manage sales return in Maavybooks sales return book. Happy accounting journey ahead!